Hey guys, welcome to round one. This is a Magic Origins draft. We're playing a blue-white deck that looks really sweet so far. I'm definitely keeping this hand. It is worth considering. This is the type of deck that I would actually sometimes probably take the draw instead of the play. The reason is because I have so many 4-drops that I just want to hit 4 mana every single time. This is about as good as the hands get, though. I get a 2-drop and I get to go into Anchor the Aethers. To kind of slow my opponents down and draw into better cards. Because right now our hand's pretty weak, which just means anything we draw is probably going to be gas for us. So let's see, we probably want to play Island in case we need to, for some reason, double blue up our Merfolk, our Harbinger. I don't need to worry about the double white, because even if I draw Celestial Flare, I don't have the mana for it. Opponent's playing black. We're going to lead with Servitor, Maritime Guard. I don't think I need to worry about blocking so much right now. Alright, our opponent could potentially have an enchantment type deck. Decent draw. Here we get to play Maritime Guard. We do get in for 2 damage, which is good. Alright, let's go ahead and get down this, probably the weakest card in our deck. I'd rather play this than Screech and Scab, though, to be honest. What we have, okay, our opponent's got the Death Toucher, which is going to kind of make things a little awkward for us. I don't think we really need to anchor that if our opponent attacks with it, which I don't see why they would. If our opponent attacks with it, we just let it through and then we have Anchor or Swift Reckoning. In black-white, our opponent probably has a lot of enchantments, so if they throw something on it right now, like Consecrated by Blood, then that's fine. Blightcaster's a little awkward, which means my opponent probably is playing enchantments. Alright, he is going to attack with this. It seems awkward. We're going to take 1. His ability doesn't do anything right now. Let's go ahead and make sure we crack this Evolving Wilds and go get our second white source. And... Okay, Suppression Bonds is good. Blightcaster could be bad for us. If we Suppression Bonds it, its ability is still active, though. So right now, I think I just want to anchor the Blightcaster back on top of his deck. We can get in for 3 damage this way. And we get to Scry. Token Freeblade, do I want that right now? I think I want to dig for something a little stronger right now. Although it could be just wrong to get rid of this Freeblade. But another 2/2 is not going to change the board too much, especially with this Death Toucher up. But I imagine his next turn he replays Blightcaster. Or he could play a 5-drop. No, he replays the Blightcaster. Okay. Attacks for 1 again, maybe? Nah, he decides to hold it back. Alright, Disperse is bad. So this triggers on casting. And now we don't have good attacks right now. That's the unfortunate part. So I'm going to hold up Disperse. And I think I'm going to hold up, that'll give me Swift Reckoning and instant speed as well. If he wants to play an enchantment, which I imagine he will, we can disperse the creature he puts it on. He probably kills Rune Servitor, which draws us both a card. An enchantment that kills one of our guys would be pretty bad. For example, he could play Weight of the Underworld on Maritime Guard. something similar to that, and then kill off Rune Servitor. We'll see what he has first. Oh yeah, so he is going to target my Servitor. Sure thing, buddy. So let's see what we draw. Island is fine. Oh, he put the grasp on that. That's okay. Ooh, please put another enchantment. Oh, Coldblade is fine. I'm not too worried about that guy. Did he play a second one? Oh, he played double Coldblade. Okay, so he serves here with Blightcaster as well. Now I could go Disperse and kill this. And then I have Suppression Bonds for one of these. Seems fine, so we're going to block first. Oh, we can't block. So let's go ahead and do that plan. That gets rid of his grasp. We should have done that before attacks then. But then he wouldn't attack with a Blightcaster. Alright, and now we're going to Swift Reckon in his Blightcaster. And yes, you may tap my guy. Alright, Island, not quite what we wanted to see there. I'm going to keep up Suppression Bonds. He can't really attack with these. If he does kill one of my guys, we're not in very good shape. I don't know if I should be holding on to Aromancer right now with no value getting out of it. We could Suppression Bonds, but that seems kind of weak. Let's see what he does. If he plays another enchantment on one of his guys, that gives us a good target for Suppression Bonds. But if he kills my Maritime Guard with something like Reef Soul, both of these guys get bigger, and then I'm not in a very good spot. I do need to draw something. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of our lands out of our deck. Alright, that's decent. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 7 mana. He has 1 creature in the graveyard. I'm going to go ahead and get down Aromancer. Just as another blocker for these Cold Blades. I'll let Graveblade hit me next turn. We could also double block it and Enshroud and Mist one of our guys. No, that seems bad because the... Well, yeah, we could Enshroud and Mist whichever one he puts first in damage. So our fly-in theme is kind of falling through here because we haven't actually drawn our flyers. It's looking really awkward for us. Alright, so options, we could double block. He orders blockers. We Enshroud and Mist whichever one he blocks or orders first. That clears off his Graveblade and neither of our creatures die. I like that, even though we have the potential to just get blown out here. So block like that, let him order blockers. Alright. See what our opponent's got. We're going to go for Enshroud and Mist on Aromancer. And that means his guys should die, neither of our guys should die. Cool, so we blanked that turn. And we drew another land. This is starting to look a little awkward. Again, he doesn't have great attacks though. And I'm wondering if we should just Suppression Bonds this thing. Otherwise, he might be fine making the trade. And we'll just ship it back. Right now, we're just trying to blank our opponent's turn until we draw some good stuff. Any flyer would have been good here. That's fine. I'm okay with seeing that from my opponent. I'm wondering what the cards in his hand are, though. Alright, Celestial Flare is fine. But not great. Probably just attacks with the Ghoul here. Alright, I'll block with Maritime Guard and try to get a trick out of him. I imagine that's what's going to happen. Something like Touch of Moonglove. Maybe his own Celestial Flare. Or Eye Blight Assassin. No? Okay, that's a good one. Let's see, I could even attack with Auramancer now. And see how he handles that. He probably just takes 2, but we're just going to pass the turn. See what his attacks. Nope. Alright, and there's a whole lot of nothing going on from both sides. Both players are kind of flooded here. He's got 9 lands, I've drawn 9. Plus Evolving Wilds is 10. He plays his 10th land. We draw our 10th land. Whole lot of nothing going on right now. Ooh, seems like something we don't really want to play against. What's our opponent's graveyard look like? He's got 2 creatures in graveyard, so we don't want to get him any higher than that. That's a good one. Alright, Void Mage, we will bounce your Shambling Ghoul, because that's going to come back tapped, and then at the end of his turn, if we wanted to, we could even flash in Harbinger to send it back again. Yes, I will use the ability. I don't want to attack yet, because he's probably happy trading things so that he can Shadows of the Past me. Alright, he has Anointer. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and get this Harbinger down. Bounce back Shambling Ghoul again. And then we draw... I didn't realize it wasn't his end step yet. That was bad. For some reason I thought he had done that on end step. Alright, Whirler Rogue's good. That's a way to start getting in damage. Not very much damage, but a way nonetheless. So we can just get in 2 damage. It doesn't really matter which one. And it might get to the point where he's going to have to lose some creatures and try racing us with Shadows of the Past. Probably attacks with Shambling Ghoul here. I don't even really want to Celestial Flare that. I think I'll take 3. Any creatures that die give him a scry, and he really needs to draw anyway. Oh, what are we seeing here? Oh, dear God, that's bad. That puts on his Shadows of the Past too. Alright, well, we're not beating cards like this, so... We do get to keep 1 Thopter. Man, what a blowout. And our opponent gets to basically dig to whatever he wants. They're going to keep up a Cold Blade as well. And they have a Shadows trigger. This is bad for us. This is very bad. because we're going to have a tough time racing double activations on Shadow. Actually, it's going to be nearly impossible for us. Jeez, Tragic Arrogance is ridiculous. So I'll bring in Negate. Tragic Arrogance wouldn't even be that bad right now if he didn't have the Shadows. I cannot actually realistically race this Shadows of the Past right now, though. I lose in about 2 turns. His turn, mine. Yeah, I only have a couple turns left. And he's gaining 4 off of it, so I can't really race him. I think we drew pretty poorly at the beginning. We could have gotten one of our threats down earlier. Yeah, double activations. That's so bad. I'm wondering if we have a way... Well, if we'd held on to Auramancer, we could get back Suppression Bonds, and then we could use Suppression Bonds. He's just going to main phase that twice. I don't see it happening, but I shouldn't even be showing him any more cards. We'll go to game 2. I can't beat this. I don't have my Disperse. I don't have my Suppression Bonds. That was bad. Let's see, 1 Negate is definitely coming in. I don't think I want the second Negate, though. And coming out... I feel like I want to bounce this Charging Griffin. I'm not going to cut Sentinel. I'm not going to cut Soul Blade. I do want to cut one of the 4 drops, though. And that was very bad for us. Okay. We'll go back, see what we can do about that. Tragic Arrogance. And Shadows of the Past is a very good card, too. Yeah. His Cold Blades are very bad against us. This hand seems good. It gives us a flyer, multiple ways to bounce his creatures back. Both of our colors. And even Negate would be fine. But yeah, Cold Blade, the reason I don't like it is because it gets a bunch of counters and then it gets blanked by cards like Separatist Void Mage or Suppression Bonds. We need Island, yes. Alright, got our blue. Celestial Flare is okay. If he goes for turn 2 Shadows of the Past, I'll negate it. But it's probably... Okay, Cold Blade is fine. Alright, so we have double blue, double white. Let's go ahead and get an attacker down. And hopefully he doesn't have a kill spell for it. That's okay as well. We'll just bounce that back on our turn. And I guess I want Void Mage before I want Anchor. Go ahead and get rid of this guy. Attack for 2. And then on the following turn, we can Anchor and hold up Celestial Flare. Now he's going to play something different this time. Blightcaster. Oh, Fleshbag Marauder. Seems fine. I'll get rid of my Void Mage. The perks of having the extra body. Oh, he's going to try to grow this thing? That's fine. Guard's a little weak. We'll play it though. And still hold up our flare. I don't want to use this Anchor quite yet. Even though the Scry would be nice. We hold up negate this way as well. I will admit, Tragic Arrogance is very good with Malachar Coldblade. I think we can beat Tragic Arrogance. I don't know. Do I want to negate this? It's the only thing we've really got going on, and I kind of want to hold up negate for a better card. Yeah, it also makes his guy bigger. There's the Pilgrim again. Opponent on 2 cards in his hand. Can't really attack this turn. Alright, we're hoping to see an enchantment, really. I think now's the turn to anchor. I'll put the knight back. Means that his draw step's going to be pretty bad. Bottom that land. We've seen 8 of our lands so far. Would like to see a Thunderclap or Soul Blade or something here. One of our higher end cards. Oh, he's got a Liliana. Interesting. So that lifelink can race us. And another land. God, can't win for the life of us. Alright. Suppression Bonds can lock down the Planeswalker side of Liliana if it flips, but we don't actually have Suppression Bonds. Let's see what his attacks are like. I'm hoping he attacks with... No, he's going to attack with both. I'm going to... Yeah, he's gaining 2 either way. It doesn't actually matter. So at this rate, he's going to be able to race us. We need to draw something now. Jeez, he's just got all creatures now. Alright, draw something, please. That's not a land. There we go. Very good, especially with our opponent on 0 cards in hand. So now we can start locking down his Coldblade. Yeah. Alright, this is going to be a tricky game, though. We gotta hope he doesn't draw well. That's obnoxious. Good draw for him. Coldblade gets bigger. Sentinel is going to lock down. He's not going to attack with Liliana. Really, Graveblade. I'm fine eating any of the other ones and taking damage here. He might actually just sacrifice a guy so that he can flip Liliana. But he doesn't. Not a great draw. Alright, what happens if I attack? He could double block my Sentinel and flip Liliana that way. I don't want to do that because then he can start doing some weird flesh bag Marauder shenanigans. So we're just going to pass back. Anointer's a little awkward as well. I'm fine with Graveblade hitting the Servitor here. Whirler Rogue would be a great draw. We could start hitting with the Sentinel. Does he attack with Graveblade? No, he does not. Man, more lands. Stop drawing lands. This is... While the board is like this is when we need to start drawing actual cards, because my opponent's not hitting lands. He's hitting card after card. He hit Swift Reckoning. He hit Anointer. He's hitting actual spells while I'm hitting lands. And yeah, he's getting more creatures, which is not great for us. Alright, give me a flyer. Give me a Thunderclap. Disperse is okay. If I attack with Sentinel, I'm going to leave this land in hand just in case he just in case he does manage to flip Liliana. So who do we want to block here? We have Disperse. I'm going to block his Death Toucher and see if he wants to do some sort of attacks. Disperse is not great when we're just using it as a way to... Oh, and Shroud and Mist could be good. I just don't want Liliana to flip right now. If we do, we could disperse it, though. Or if Liliana does flip, we can disperse it. I'm going to go in with the Enshroud and Mist here. Maybe he... Well, he definitely blocks, right? Alright, now... He does get a zombie token this way. I didn't really think about that. Let's send Liliana back to his hand before he can do anything with it. I need a flyer here. Really bad. Alright, replays Liliana, one card in his hand. This time we're gonna... Yep, put his Death Toucher down again. Opponent not even consider an attack. Jeez, more land. 7, 8, 9, 10. Our deck is good, but when all we're doing is drawing these... I wonder if our opponent's considered like just throwing a creature in front of us. He could even throw the zombie in front of us, or a couple creatures, to flip his Liliana and start getting value off of it. This is a pretty good draw. I don't know that I want to use it here, though. I just don't want him getting value off of his Liliana like that. He can bring back Fleshbag Marauder, use it to block, and then just keep cycling that. Not to mention he can strip the cards out of our hand. What I want to see, the cards that I would be very happy seeing right now are... Are we going to see Tragic Arrogance? Alright, prevent all damage. Oh, is he... He's going to get Liliana. I do get to keep Servitor plus Maritime Guard here. And then he probably keeps Coldblade. He gets a zombie token out of this too. So I keep Maritime Guard and Rune Servitor. He keeps... Okay, that's fine. And maybe he just minuses Liliana? I don't know. If we draw a flyer, we can definitely beat Liliana. Oh, right, I don't get to keep Maritime Guard because Servitor satisfies both those conditions. Alright, so he flips. I do have an extra card to discard. He doesn't have any cards in hand, so maybe he just pluses, which would be better than minusing for me. Oh, what happened with Liliana? He did some... Oh, Liliana was wiped off the board. Awkward for my opponent. I do need to pick up the pace. Alright. Looking good for us now. I think our opponent messed up. Our opponent messed up with Liliana. I think he wanted to keep that. Oh, yep. Okay with that. Alright, we're just gonna try to go in for a win here. So we have enough time to play round 3. Opponent plays the land, showing us he doesn't have anything. And then next turn we have a win. Yeah, I think our opponent wanted to keep Liliana there, not Graveblade. Unless he did that deliberately, but seems awkward. We're gonna attack. Tap down this thing. Maybe he doesn't block. He chooses no block, so there. +1 gives me 4 damage. Alright, I think my opponent messed up his Tragic Arrogance, but it worked in our favor. We're on the draw this time. Is there anything we want specifically on the draw? We only have about 5 minutes to play, and we're both playing kind of... Well, mine's not really a... Yeah, it's a control deck. We're both playing kind of control decks, so 5 minutes to do that doesn't sound great. I'm just going to ship as is. Our opponent's deck is not bad, though. Not at all. Even though I do like our matchup against things like Coldblade, where we can just bounce creatures back to his hand. I also think we've had kind of some awkward draws. The 2 cards I'm really worried about most are Shadows of the Past and Tragic Arrogance. Like I said, though, we can beat Tragic Arrogance. We just did, actually, even though I think my opponent messed up. But Shadows of the Past can be very hard for us to beat once it's down. Suppression Bonds can stop it. Disperse can bounce it. But other than that, there aren't too many ways. And really, we want to Suppression Bonds a creature. This is good. 2-drop into 3-drop. Not much else, though. But I'm not going to get greedy. Double blue before... No, we'll double white just in case. We draw... Our opponent's got Coldblade. That's fine. We've got a 2-drop to stop that. Unless our opponent Reeve Souls it. Another land, not quite what I wanted to see. But we'll do the job. Pilgrim's fine. Again, another land, not quite what I want to see. I would not mind drawing one of my 4-drops next turn so we can curve out. That is not what I wanted to see either. Wow, this is bad. 3. We're taking 6 damage this turn. Insane draw from our opponent. With the Reeve Soul to trigger this, clear off our blocker. We're going to have a hard time beating this unless we draw Void Mage or something like that right now. Not going to do it for us. Wow, we can't even kill any of his guys. This is just a stupid draw from our opponent. We need Void Mage immediately. Taken 7. If we can survive to cast the Sentinel, maybe we have a chance. That involves... I think I'm going to take this hit. Down to 7. Please don't play another creature. Yes, 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 yes. That gives us time to survive. Bounce this, because Grasp is really worse than Knight right now. He could go Tragic Arrogance next turn. We should attack with at least one of these. Might as well get in a little bit of damage. Probably should have attacked with that Maritime Guard anyway, but Yoked Ox I can deal with. One card in my opponent's hand. Oh, he's going to play all of his cards out? Alright, so he's out of cards already, which means Sentinel is going to do work for me. And Sentinel plus Grasp is pretty crazy. Yeah, I don't want to take any more damage than I have to now. That's going to grow his Cold Blade. Now we need our opponent to not have Tragic Arrogance, and I feel fine about our position. Alright, we're going to play Free Blade. We're going to play Grasp on Auramancer, just to make that into another threat. And then now we can start getting through. He can block right now here. Again, Tragic Arrogance will wreck us here. But he would have played it pre-combat if he had it. Not sure what this means. Probably means Touch of Moonglove. I'm going to take a hit here. Anchor is good. Yeah, we'll anchor as 4-3, not as 3-3. Keep that on top, definitely. I do like that my guys have Vigilance as well. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 this turn, and then we have him dead next turn. I do have to block though, but I'll block with Free Blade. And he's drawing his guy again. Yep. Easy attack with the Yoked Ox again. Wow, okay, so we made a huge comeback there. 2 minutes left on the clock. Our opponent had a sick draw, but this does just demonstrate how strong Sentinel of the Watch is. That card single-handedly just brought me back into the game after being at 7 life on about, what, turn 4? Single-handedly brought me back into the game. So, card is insane. It warps games if it doesn't die right away. Our opponent could have drawn something else, but I think he got a good enough keep. That was very good, though. The Grasp of the Aeromancer, plus the removal spell, plus Cold Blade to grow off of it, and a 3-drop creature. Very good.